What's up everyone? Welcome to Yoga with Adriene. I'm Adriene and today we have some yoga tips for you. These come straight from our REBOOT family. In fact, I want to give a shout out to Mark from Australia who actually brought this up on the REBOOT page. Thank you, Mark, for being so active and for asking such great questions because the questions benefit us all. So today we're going to take a little look at the standing foundation of warriors. These are tips to engage the lower body, particularly that back leg when we're in the standing postures. And if you've practiced REBOOT or you're in the REBOOT family already, you know that we do Warrior 1, Warrior 2, High Lunge, and Warrior 3, at least those in our REBOOT sequences. So hopefully this will be beneficial for you, and I think in general this is a nice little reminder for most standing asana postures. So let's just see what happens. Let's hop on the mat. All right, so my first tip in terms of warriors is build from the ground up. So rather than, sometimes in class we kind of come into it from already standing, I want to like get it down low. So we're going to start in a runner's lunge. Let's start with the right leg forward and the left leg back. So take your time getting in there. And I really like for us to pay attention, we can lower that back knee for a sec, to our center today, because for me, in finding those engaging qualities that I feel like we're looking for is really about engaging your center of gravity. So come into a nice runner's lunge and just bring your awareness to the space between your navel and your spine and your awareness to your tailbone here as we just connect to the center. All right, so nice and easy, I'm gonna pivot on the back foot and I'm not gonna lift up. You guys take your time. Again, we're building from the ground up. So I'm gonna soften that back knee just so I can feel the difference, and then plant the left heel. Left toes are pointed maybe towards the front left corner of the mat or the front left corner of the room. I'm not on a tightrope, I'm on two skis here, so I might walk the right foot out. So I have two nice long planes. So you might have heard before, right heel in line with the arch of the left foot. For the sake of our yoga tips today, I'm really, and in general, I'm teaching like this these days, sharing like this these days, to have nice spaciousness between both feet. All right, now hang with me. Are we looking at the video? Okay, you're looking at me, I'm looking at you. Take your left palm, bring it to the top of your left thigh. Now imagine a spiral here. I'm going to take my index finger, and you can too, and I'm going to imagine the top of the left thigh spiraling in. You can even see it turning a little bit here. Now what wants to happen though is that outer edge of the back foot starts to peel up. So I'm going to do what my hatha yoga is all about, just find that opposition, right? The sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine, that opposition. So I ground down through the outer edge of the foot. In fact, I don't know if you can see my foot there, but nice and strong. And then I keep the spiral of the top of the thigh in. Now bring your left palm to the inner thigh, slap it like a pancake, and just see if you can engage. And what this does is, for me, it wakes up my center. It reminds me, oh yeah, it's all connected, because before this is kind of all spilling. You can even see this. And what I'm going to do is charge this, let that wake up call send out through the body and begin to engage my center, maybe lengthen the tailbone. And now we're talking. Okay, bend that front knee. Hopefully we're talking. If not, then keep working. Waking up, waking up, waking up. Now, I'm going to bring my hands to the waistline here and slowly come up to Warrior 1. Don't worry about the back of that thigh being parallel here today. I'm working on this back leg, and eventually I'll get to where I can sink really deep with the power of that back leg. So take a second here to just bring the hands to the waistline and notice if we've kind of lost that engaging quality in the leg, which is what I think the feedback was, is like I can't seem to get or maintain that energy in the back leg. So again, I ask you to bring your awareness now to your center, to the tailbone. Is it sinking to the front? Is it sinking to the back? Is it going towards that right buttock or that right sit bone or the left heel, left sit bone? Can we let it kind of dangle in between like this? Yoga with Adriene. Yeah. Finding that center, and then from there, again, seeing if we can spread awareness and find that opposition as we roll the top of that back thigh in and ground down through the outer edge of that back foot. Back leg is super strong. Now use the power of your mind, imagination, to draw energy up from the arches of the feet. So this is an energetic thing, not an anatomical thing or an alignment. This is now the energy drawing all the way up from the arches of the feet as we hold on to our action alignment. And then maybe I reach the fingertips up. The legs are working super strong here, my friends. You can see my mat is just kind of tearing north to south, excuse me, strong legs. Check it out here. Then open up to warrior two. Just check it out. Maintaining strength, power in that back leg. Now, I went and watched my past warrior videos, and they're amazing. Check them out now. I do talk about squaring the hips, and I think we shot warrior one in 2012. 2 years later, I'm no longer interested in squaring the hips like this anymore. Thank you, Leslie Kaminoff, who first kind of like gave me permission to start experiencing this. And I like that in general, challenging the rules of yoga, what people teach you, because it's really about your experience. So now I'm teaching or unteaching the squaring of the hips. And I feel like if you're not trying to power through squaring these hips, you're really going to build from the ground up and feel that engaging quality in the back leg. So maybe you're here, maybe you're here. I was about to make a really bad joke. I was gonna say, maybe you're here just watching, but no. Let's take it to the other side. Turn the right toes in. Take the left toes out. And we're gonna come back all the way to our lunge just so we can feel that, again, building from the ground up. So nice, slow dissolve into your lunge. You can lower that back knee. And then here we go again. Coming into the lunge, bringing your awareness to the center. Pivoting on the back foot whenever you're ready, finding that action of drawing energy up from the arch of the foot. But again, bring your right finger now to the top of that thigh. Imagine it spiraling in. So I have this spiral, back foot wants to come up, but I'm going to really let the root of this posture be in the outer edge of that back foot. Now you can almost see my quadricep is toned here. Can slap that inner thigh, allowing it to not just engage the inner thigh, but wake up the center. A lot going on here. Then hands come to the waistline as I check it out. Strong back leg, strong, strong, strong. Again, check in with your center. Don't worry about squaring the hips, but rather really leaving no part left behind. So if I start to get to this and this is still like not engaged, it's like, what's the point? So really drawing energy up from the arches of the feet, finding places to ground, places to lift, and then just checking it out on the other side. Again, so if we're talking about these two headlights in the hips now pointing forward, I say, let's cheat. Let's undo that and just let them point out to the side. Again, tailbone dangling in between, and we just work here. We don't master the pose, but we keep checking in, going through that checklist. You can check it out with the arms up. You might open out to warrior two here just to check out what's happening in the back leg as we move. Outer edge of that back foot nice and strong. Cool. Reach the fingertips up, slowly make your way back to the lunge. And we're going to rock that back foot up to meet the front. Take a second here and forward fold just to release the lower back. And then slowly roll up, and I'm just going to do one last thing. So in order to kind of engage the inner thighs, this is a great little trick. And I realize we don't all have a block. So I'm going to use the block, but you could fold up a towel or roll up a towel or a blanket and use that. We could surely come up. Oh, look, here's a cigar box from my buddy Crochet gave me. That would totally work. So you could, just find a firm thing. Oh my God. Find a firm thing to put between your legs. Okay, this is going down south fast. I'm going to take the block. I'm going to bring it to my inner thighs, toes pointing forward, feet hip width apart. Now, you can kind of imagine this like a little Pez dispenser here, this exercise that is kind of hard to communicate in real life, so it might be difficult in the video too, but I feel like this is a great little way to engage those muscles and remind ourselves that it's not just about these isolated muscles. It's about the center. It's about everything, right? So I come into a strong tadasana, and first take your object or the block away. You can just kind of feel this loosey-goosiness. And then I'll bring the block in between, squeeze the inner thighs together, press firmly into all four corners of the feet, and find length through the crown and open the chest. Now I'm going to take the tops of the thighs just as I did before, and I'm going to spiral them inward just like I did in my warriors. So you can really see the visual here of, and you can see maybe the block from a side view is here I am just kind of sitting out. But when I draw energy up through the arches of the feet and spiral the tops of the thighs in, you can kind of see the block perching out like a little Pez dispenser here. So I'm going to work on putting those two things together, finding the spiral in the tops of the thighs, bringing one hand to the belly, one hand to the lower back or sacrum, and then finding an upward encouraging in the front body and a downward encouraging through the back body. So again, I'm not forcing, but those two things together, you can really feel strong through the inner thigh. So again, I'm drawing energy up through the arches of the feet. I'm spiraling the inner thighs in. Then I find this upward encouraging through the front body as I keep the legs engaged, and this downward encouraging through the back body. And I begin to feel this incredible sensation in the inner thighs. So we can practice here again. Here's kind of where I might sit naturally. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I'm going to spiral this in, draw energy up from the feet. Tops of the thighs go in. An exaggerated version would be like this, my little buttercup. But then I'm going to take my yogi awareness and I'm going to find lift in through the front body and grounding through the back body. Cool. So even if you don't have a block, you can try this. With the block, it's awesome. If you have a block, you're starting to maybe feel what I'm throwing out there. And if you don't have a block, we can just play with this in time. And again, just think energy drawing up through the arches, spiral of the thighs, and then this opposition, which is what, again, our Hatha Yoga is all about. Finding balance while still engaging. All right, so that was just a little check-in with warrior, or more importantly, building, I think, from the ground up. I think it's important to remember that it's a practice, that it takes time. And I think that what's most important and the biggest tip or just reminder of all is to stay curious, keep working at it, and keep inviting those little muscle fibers along for the ride. Yay! If you're interested in REBOOT, please check out the website or the link below, and we'd love to have you on board. Leave questions, comments below. If you have a request for yoga tips, let me know and I'll do my best to answer it. And let's all keep enjoying the ride. All right, talk to you next time. Namaste.